So Genki just finished up their Kickstarter campaign for their Shadowcast, a device that lets you play Nintendo Switch games and really any other game console onto your laptop or desktop, which seemed like a game changer to me. And then I realized, oh, this is just a capture card. They're selling a capture card. In their video, they made it seem like this is a crazy new thing, but I mean, it's a capture card. That's what it is. And for around $40 to $50, I was pretty impressed with it, and that's someone who records with their Elgato HD60S, which is a product that costs around $179. So for 40 bucks, it's not too bad. But there are definitely some reasons that you might not want to get this, and I'll explain why. So to start off, it comes with the Genki Shadowcast itself. It also comes with a USB Type-C cable. Now this has an HDMI input and an output of USB Type-C. So basically you plug this into your Switch where the HDMI output would normally be. You take this, plug this into your computer, and your computer recognizes it sort of like a webcam, and you can just use that in OBS, or you can also use the Genki Arcade software. Now the Genki software allows you to do a few things. First, you can just record directly from it if you want to just record using that software, and you can also change the resolution and the frame rate. Now, when it first launched, it said it could only do 1080-30, which was kind of a big turnoff to me, but using the Genki Arcade software, you can actually change it to 1080-60, and I haven't had any problems with it. Now, it can't do 4K, which you might think is a deal breaker, but no one is really streaming in 4K, so 1080-60 is perfectly fine. I just remembered to turn that on. But the Genki Shadowcast really only just has the outputs, so with this alone, you won't be able to have your regular output and the output to your computer. It's really just made to have your laptop or desktop as your screen. Now you can get around this by using an HDMI splitter, which I would recommend using if you are going to be using this with multiple outputs. But like I said earlier, this isn't completely outclassed by Elgato's product, and this is because the Genki Arcade software is very lightweight. The CPU and GPU power were something like a third of that of the game capture software from Elgato, which is a pretty significant difference. Now, I don't have the exact numbers and it varies from system to system, but generally this is going to be a lot more lightweight of a program to run, so if you have a laptop that's not super powerful for streaming and it can't really handle this, it'll probably be able to handle the Genki Shadowcast. Another great feature of this is the lower latency. Now, in their Kickstarter, they advertised it as having about 20 milliseconds of delay, which translates to about 1.5 frames or so in a 60 FPS game, which isn't that bad. Now, one of the reasons I upgraded from the Elgato HD60 to the HD60S is the lower latency that it advertised. It had its instant game view, which was a lot lower latency and had a lot less lag from the other HD60. Now, I don't have the exact numbers on me right now, but what I did was plug this into the output for the Elgato and actually was able to record both at the same time. So here are the differences between the two. I don't know the exact numbers, but it seemed like a pretty significant difference. Now, I wouldn't really recommend playing with that extra 20 milliseconds of lag if you don't have to, but it's really not too bad. It's definitely noticeable for your average competitive player in a game, but if you're playing something a little more casual, it probably won't affect you at all. You'll get used to that little bit of input lag very quickly. Now, the first time I was setting it up, the Genki Arcade software wasn't recognizing the Shadowcast. However, I just restarted my computer, and I haven't really had any issues since then. So for around $40, this isn't too bad of a deal. I was pretty impressed with it. However, there's another product on the market that might be worth it for you. Now, selling on Amazon and eBay for somewhere around $8 to $20 are these capture cards that work surprisingly well. Now, I do own one of these. I bought it a little while ago. However, I can't find it, so I couldn't really use it to compare. But from what I've seen, it does just about the exact same thing as this. Despite being pretty cheap, the capture cards seem to do pretty well, being able to output 1080p 60, I believe, and not have any issues. The only issues I've really seen are from people who said they've had them for a few months and the audio stopped working or something like that. But for the insane difference in price, I don't know if I could recommend these on hardware alone. But the Genki Arcade software might make the difference for you. It's a really lightweight application to be able to record your game footage and also change the resolution very easily. Now, normally you can't change a ton in the Genki Arcade app. However, if you input the Konami code, you are able to change some of the settings. I'm not sure their exact reasoning for locking down their software a little bit like that, but I'm assuming it's because they just don't want people who might not know what they're doing playing with settings that are affecting stuff. Now, another benefit of these, rather than the third-party cheap Amazon ones, is that if you have any issues with this, I'm assuming the team at Genki will be able to provide you a new one or offer some assistance compared to a third-party reseller that's just selling these cheap ones from China. But I don't know if that's worth the price difference. So if you are a beginner streamer or someone who just wants to play a little more casual games on your laptop, you can even stream it like in Zoom or something like that. If you want to play Jackbox with your friends, I saw that suggestion, think that's really cool. For $40, $50, it's not too bad. If you are on any type of budget, I definitely would recommend this over the Elgato capture cards just because of the insane difference in price. But honestly, I don't know if I would recommend these over the Amazon capture cards that I've been seeing, just because you can get them for $10 to $20. Like, before buying this for $40 to $50, I would probably just recommend testing out one of the cheap Amazon capture cards and seeing if you like it, seeing if it does everything you need it to. But if you're not satisfied with those cheap products and you just kind of want to go a step above, the Genki Shadowcast might be your best bet. It's kind of a happy medium between the super cheap Amazon capture cards and the Elgato capture cards, which there doesn't really exist too many products like this, so I guess it does sort of fill a niche spot in the market. I'll still be using my Elgato capture card for things, but honestly, I'm not too disappointed in it. I've been happy with everything Genki has made. I have their Bluetooth adapter, I also have their covert dock, and I may be making a review about the covert dock soon, so let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you do want to purchase these, they are on Indiegogo right now. I think that's the only way of getting it at the time of making this video. I'm sure eventually they will be up for purchase on Amazon and on their website, but for right now, you can only get them from Indiegogo. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for making it all the way through the video. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Peace.